You're a giant squid and I am a snail.
Perfect.
I say I'm Laura.
Yes.
And you know
Yes.
what number it is and everything else.
It's number 51.
Okay. I was thinking we were further along than that. Must have been 47 that I was thinking about.
Maybe so. I just shifted everything, so now everything's moving. All right.
I think I'm good. Oh, well, I'm going to move the mouse because it bugs me.
Hi,
Hi.
Stitchers.
I'm sorry. We'll do it again.
All right. Hi, Stitchers.
Hi. I'm Laura.
And I'm Keisha, and we're the Pattern Queens, and this is Stitch With Us, episode 51. Today is Sunday, September the 29th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and silliness and rambles. And sometimes it's about not knowing who says what when we do something different.
It's okay. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. So we're doing a stitch with us today and we're stitching on the same thing. So let's show you all of that before we get into the chat. We are working on Orange Tree Sampler from Carriage House Samplings, and we're actually starting it today. So that's exciting.
Mhm.
Show us your stuff, Laura.
Okay, mine is on 32 count autumn squash from Color and Cotton. You know what? I will make a little change and you'll be able to see it. Oh, come on. There we go. It looks like this. And I have
Ooh.
cheated and put in the start of mine. I'm going to do the long line across. So I have nine
Mhm.
half stitches and one full stitch so that I can count easily. But it's
Nice.
a really pretty orange. How about you?
Awesome. I'm actually using the called for fabric, but a different count. So this is Vintage Country Mocha, and I'm doing it on 36. The called for is 32, but I like 36. And I'm using the DMC conversion that's listed.
I'm using DMCs except for the three orange shades, where I'm using Just Rust, Lobster Claw, and Clockwork, just because I thought that would be fun.
Yeah, super fun.
So, and I have two classic colorworks and a week's dye work.
Awesome. So ours will look similar but different.
Yeah.
And as is tradition, I'm starting in the top left-hand corner while Laura starts in the bottom right, and we'll meet in the middle eventually.
Yes. This one's not real big. It's 117 by 92.
Yeah, I was looking at it and it seems a lot. I thought it was a much bigger pattern than it actually is. So
I
that'll be
think it'll
fun.
just be kind of a fun size.
Yeah. So how has your week been, Laura?
That's kind of a loaded question, Keisha. Uh,
Uh-oh.
Evidently, I got the flu from somewhere, either school or we did packing. I don't know. But I didn't feel real good last Friday. And then Sunday night, I started running a fever. So I stayed home Monday and Tuesday. Went back to school on Wednesday. And then a transformer blew in the neighborhood. And we ended up being outside in like 80-ish degree weather for almost 3 hours with the kids, where I mean, I just thought I was dying because I
Yes.
already
Oh my
didn't feel
gosh.
good. And then the power company got it fixed really quickly. They did a great job. We went back the next morning. We had gotten a notice that it was all up and running by later in the evening. And the next
Mhm.
morning, we got a notice saying, or we got there and they said, oh, just kidding, it blew again.
Oh my gosh.
So we were without power and for a couple of hours in the morning. But the funny thing is that then once it came on, the school just felt really cold. I don't get cold like that, but
Right.
because we've been without it, you know, you adapt immediately.
Right, right. Right. And luckily it was, I mean, I know 80 degrees is not fun, but luckily it was not like 100 degrees or something
Right.
like
And I have a great big umbrella because I do carburetor duty. So I
that.
took that outside. I took my chair outside and I sat there and kids kept coming and standing with me under my umbrella.
Oh, that's nice.
How about you?
It has been a week. I'm not feeling well now. So but that's okay. I think I'm toward the end of it. I don't think it's the flu. I've just felt kind of wiped out. Not COVID or anything. Um, we've had a
Yes, you
couple of
also
people.
tested, so
Mhm.
not COVID.
We've had a couple of people who've been sick at work, and so I'm thinking that I just caught whatever's been floating around. Um, but the boys are not sick, so that's good news.
Yes.
Uh, but I had my like a council meeting where I had to present basically everything at the council meeting. So it's been a really busy work week. It was a really busy work week, and that was on Monday. And then we've had a couple of people out of the office, which has just shifted some of the work. Hasn't shifted it to me, but it shifted it to one of my good work friends. And I'm like, hand me some of your stuff. I'll help you. So, um, so it's just been kind of an interesting week. Uh, and then I, sorry, can you hear the noise beside, like coming from my room? That's not me.
No, because all I can hear
Okay.
is the other fan in the room with me.
Oh, okay, good. So sorry, everyone. I forgot to turn, we have a baby monitor in my room for James's room. And whenever Owen gets fussy, sometimes my husband will take him into James's room and rock him in the chair. So I just hear like these little tiny cries. So if I seem distracted,
So Zoom
um,
is definitely a saving grace because it just blocks out almost everything.
yeah. Usually I remember to turn it off, but I forgot to today. But I've also so before I got pregnant with Owen, I was really trying hard to get a certain number of steps in every day. And then I got pregnant and I was like, oh, I don't really want to move around. And then I had a baby and I was like, oh, I don't really want to move around. And and now I'm like, I need to start moving around because I felt just overall better whenever I did that. And it's kind of hard because I was just like walking in place in my house, and I have a baby who really doesn't like being set down too much. And so it's hard to walk in place while holding, more than 16 pounds on one arm, who's also trying to pull your hair while you're doing that and shove everything he can find into his mouth. So I'm like, man, what am I going to do? And then the realization hit me that I have a standing desk at work and I could just walk in place while I'm doing my work. So now I'm back to trying my best to get like 8,000 steps in a day. So
Whoa.
that's the other new thing with me. And I've been pretty successful at it. I get more steps in whenever I am working my sedentary office job than I do whenever I'm at home. So there you go.
Mhm. We also with Black Needle kicked off our Humans versus Zombies event on Friday night. There would still be time to sign up if you are part of our Facebook group and wanted to play. It involves being available for 10-minute challenges, probably just once every 3 or 4 days. So it's just a fun thing, and there's a pretty good prize with it.
Mhm.
And um, I know a lot of people really enjoyed themselves last year just because
Yes.
you got to get online with a friend, well, maybe with somebody you hadn't met yet. And
Right.
Stitch, you had the experience, so
Yeah, I actually I got challenged by well, I was challenged twice before I became a zombie. And I only got to be challenged twice because I had an extra life. But one was with a friend, and one was with a person who's become a friend. So it was really, really fun just to kind of sit down and see how much you could do in 10 minutes. I had a piece that I was working on that was just like black DMC, so I was able to do quite a few stitches in 10 minutes. I was pretty impressed with myself. I wasn't fast enough to beat these zombies. Uh, but
Oh, in your
uh,
first challenge, we were all in the office with you, weren't
Oh,
we?
yes, yes. My first challenge, we were stitching on a Thursday night, and everybody was like, go, go, go. And I think we could have added everybody in that office's stitches together, and we wouldn't have beat my zombie, but that's okay.
Really, we probably just made Keisha laugh so hard that she couldn't even get stitches in.
It's
So
okay. I I wouldn't have beat this person anyway, but
we were
it's a lot of
giggling.
fun. Yeah, I had a good time with it last year. The only reason why I didn't sign up this year is because I even if the block is for 10 minutes, I don't have a predictable availability at all. So I could be
The
like, yes, both the boys are asleep, and then they would wake up right whenever I'm challenged, I'm
Of
sure.
course. The other thing I did is on Saturday morning, I finally remembered to hop on the monthly Zoom call with Magazine Monthly Challenge. So that's hosted by Carolyn and Robin. And that
Mhm.
was fun to just hop on and chat with a different group of people than I normally chat with and
Yeah.
see all those projects. And oh, and the fun part for me is that I was working on my life after death. So I got
Mhm.
to hold that up when they asked what I was working on and
Oh,
listen to
nice.
all the oohs and ahs because you guys, I am in the last quadrant on it.
Wow. That's so exciting.
It's a pretty big deal. All the cross stitches will be finished by the end of October.
Man, that's going to be so exciting. Uh, I did get my finish for September in. I finished evening stroll last night, so I'll show you that next week whenever we do our regular floss tube. But that was exciting.
And Keisha and I had talked this week, and I had realized that I really haven't finished something every month. I have enough finishes to have accounted for a finish every month, but I did do it. Did we decide I did it last year? And or I didn't do it last year. In the last 4 years, I've only
Mhm.
done it one time.
Oh, really?
I've had more than 30 finishes. In fact, one year I had 39 finishes, so
Wow.
that was pretty exciting. But it always seems like it's August or September that cause me problems. But I was looking for my autumn and Halloween projects and went through every single, well, no, because I still didn't find the one I've been looking for, but through most of my whips and came across one that I thought, am I really gonna finish this? And then I took a good look at it and realized that I could make an alteration and I can turn it into something else and it'll be really special and I'll talk all about it next week. So
Oh,
I do
neat.
have a finish and if I get my stuff together, I will fully finish it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I've actually had a year where I've finished something every month. Uh, at least not that I have recorded. So this would be the first year if I could keep it up. Just 3 more months.
You're so close.
Yeah.
I don't know what I have set myself up with a couple of pieces that I think will get finished next month. And
Mhm.
Katie and I are going to film later today to talk about um, our new hashtag, which is going to be Stitch Hauntober.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear about that.
And it's basically what we've been doing, except that we've made one little change and included autumn in there. We've always kind of included autumn
Hmm.
personally in the challenge that we were doing, but we just decided we would put it in there so we each have at least one autumn piece that will be in our group. And I thought I was going to just choose like four pieces like I did last year.
Hmm.
And when I pulled everything out, I think I had 24 or 25 pieces, and I thought, but I want to work on this and I want to work on this. So, yes, now I have 13.
Nice.
So, five
Well,
of them will get 3 days, and the rest will get 2 days.
well, I'm excited to watch the video and hear all the details. Um, I have a couple of things that I'm thinking I might try to focus on for October for some Halloween stitching, and we'll see
Katie's
which one
picked
of.
one out that she thinks maybe you're going to do because you usually
Oh,
do. But if you're not, I don't know.
oh, well, I wasn't planning on it, but now I think I know. We're talking about Halloween Wreath by the Frosted Pumpkin, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I might pull that one out. That I wasn't planning on it. I hadn't really thought about it, but I should get that one out because I really like that one.
That's what she said. And she said, and Keisha always pulls it out, and we have the same project bag, and everything's the same.
Okay, well now I've got to stitch it along with Katie. So there we go. Now I have three. Um, we started on Thursday, and we'll show you,
Yes.
next week. We started Izzy Decayan from Silver Creek, and I think that that one is very fun and it would be a like a doable finish, I think, in the month. It's not that many stitches. And so I was looking at that one. And then I have Fright from Bent Creek that I started
Oh,
last year.
yes.
And I really like that one too. And I've been wanting to pull that one back out. So,
That'll be fun. And like we have some different things. Like we said, choose 13 projects, work 13 hours, um, either total or per project or however you're going to set it up. Are you
sorry, guys.
okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just,
And then somebody said that they are going to try and do 1,300 stitches in each of their chosen projects. So, there's another 13, 13 or
no.
31, however you're going to do it.
That's fun. I'm excited for a fun challenge.
And we wanted it to be kind of similar to our 12 days of stitching that we do in December with our
Mhm.
Christmas or winter projects. So
Right.
this will be fun for us.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that you'll have to make sure that you watch those videos over on the Black Mule Society's YouTube page because you'll see Lara stitching over here, but Katie has some great Halloween stuff
Hmm.
and
Oh,
some good fun stuff.
we had a lot of fun because we each went through the other stuff and chose what we thought would be the projects. And we were both pretty close.
Yeah,
So
that's fun.
I'm getting close to the end of the line.
Oh,
I'm just trying to make sure I count accurately.
uh, over here stitching the moon because it's the thing that's in the top left corner. And it's kind of fun because it's like a checkerboard sort of thing. So I got my first color in and now I'm just putting in the second color. And then I'm trying to decide if I'm moving down to a leaf or if I'm moving down to this fun owl that sits on the branch.
This
So
has some really cute elements in it.
yeah. Yeah, I like it.
I was really happy that you said yes, you would do this with me. I wasn't sure on this one because I don't feel like this is your thing
It's
typically.
yeah, not I like the tree and everything. I think it's fun, but I usually don't stitch a lot of cats. I don't have a whole lot of cats that I've stitched, so
I thought this one might be quirky enough that you would give him a pass. I mean, you would say you would let him pass muster.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Ah,
Oh, he is cute, so
he's pretty funny. I have to adjust my hoop just a little. I didn't quite leave it wide enough to get to the end. The that bottom line is 109 stitches across. Let me just say
Mhm.
numbers while you're counting, okay?
Well, I just real so I told you it's like a checkerboard, but I've been stitching, I think, the wrong symbol. I put in the first ones, but then my brain just was like, "Oh no, it's still the circles."
Oh
So I'm trying
no.
to figure out what I did.
Oh, and the moon is two of the oranges.
Uh-huh.
It's so fun. Okay, so I don't, this is not how she meant it, but I just feel like that little cat looks like he's wearing a skeleton suit.
Yeah, that's why I like him.
And it seemed very fall-ish.
It does, even though like orange trees are seems more summertime. Okay, that's where I need to go. Doing a little bit of course correction here.
But we're just making this work in our, really, we started it because it's Sampler September and it
Mhm.
has the alphabet, so we're calling it a sampler.
Well, it's called Orange Tree Sampler,
That's true.
and the good people at Carriage House Samplings would not lie to us about whether or not it's a sampler.
But it just, it's one that I enjoyed. Like I was really tickled about when I saw it and I wanted to get it. And then I bought it twice.
Get a friend who buys patterns twice, and you'll have so many more projects to do.
Uh, this, I believe, oh, well, I went down one. I'm trying to think. This, I believe, puts me at 149 projects, whips, then,
Okay. So you can start one more,
because I
and then you
had
have
to
to
finish. And I have one more that I'm going to start for October. I should probably wait and start it in October, but I'm really excited about it now. So
yeah.
I only have to wait a couple of days, right?
That's right. That's right. Only 2 more days. I can't believe it's almost October.
I know. Okay, I had a slubby part of the linen and had to get this really lined up.
Oh boy.
That's okay. It was just one spot. And I wanted to make
Oh
sure
no.
I got it in correctly.
Yeah. Well, I found an error in mine, so now I get to frog a little bit, but not too far. It'll be fine. Everything's fine over here, guys.
Nothing to see. We're all fine.
Just look at Laura. She's happily
Ah,
stitching along.
well, I'm faking it anyway.
Gonna end the stitch with us with 5 stitches.
So you guys will have to tell us what you're stitching on today while we're sitting here chatting. And what is, do you do a fall challenge with your stitching? Are there other fun fall things that you do and that you look forward to every year? Keisha
Mm,
always has all the plans.
I have all the plans. Well, usually we have lots and lots of fall plans. We haven't made so many plans this year. I think people are not asking us to make plans because we have a baby, which is okay. Um, we will go to the pumpkin patch at some point this fall because we've went every year since James was born, and it's the thing that my mom it's one of my mom's things. We have to go with my mom. So she will make sure that that happens. And we usually go to the local amusement park too, but I don't know if we'll do that this year
Oops.
because they usually have like a kids trick or treat thing. And then you have to leave the park by a certain time or it gets really scary.
Or you go on Sunday.
Or you go on Sunday, no scare Sunday.
It does get pretty creepy once they start that, but you do have a long time before Halloween haunt starts every year,
Yeah,
every day, whatever.
right. I, are you a person who I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, so you have to answer on here. Are you the kind of person who likes being scared, Lara?
No.
Yeah, neither am I. I uh I like to be like a little bit creeped, but I don't like to be scared.
So when I was little, my mom and her friend thought it would be fun to take all of us kids to a haunted house.
Hmm.
And it was run by the Boy Scouts, like it was not a big uber scary thing, supposedly. However, my mother figured out that the bars on this cage were
Hmm.
rubbery. And
Hmm.
I was little. She
Yeah.
pushed into the cage with the wolf man. And then when I screamed and got out of there, and the poor wolf man was probably more scared than I was because,
Right, right.
terrified child screaming. Um, then we went around a corner and Frankenstein was there and she handed me to him.
Oh.
So
Oh no.
no, I don't like to be scared. Not
You were
for
traumatized.
anything do I like to be scared.
See, I like a story that's, that'll stay with you and you're like, "Ooh, that was a little bit creepy." Uh, I don't like being scared on purpose. I like to hear about what happens in scary movies. I don't want to watch the scary movies.
I don't like gore. I love a good mystery. I enjoy a thriller, and I don't mind a necessary jump scare,
Mhm.
but
See, I've decided that I love horror movies that were made before 1980 or maybe
well,
1970. If it has Vincent Price in it, I'm in.
the
Um,
funniest thing is that like one of my favorite scary movies is The Frighteners, which is Michael J. Fox. So you get all of the Michael J. Fox in it.
yeah, right.
But it's kind of a gory, creepy movie.
Oh,
It's one that Katie and I like to watch every year.
yeah, I haven't seen that one. I
You'll have to watch it.
okay, okay. If you can do it, then I can probably.
Yes,
Um,
that is the marker. If I can
you
do it, you can do it.
can do it. Um, every year, uh, I think it probably, I don't know. I'm not sure how my husband actually feels about this movie. I think he just begrudgingly lets me watch it. I watch I watched the Vincent Price movie that also has Boris Karloff and Peter Lorre in it. So the heavy hitters. Um, I watched this movie called A Comedy of Terrors, which
Oh,
is it's not a scary movie. It's a funny movie. It's called A Comedy of Terrors. It's Vincent Price as a drunk mortician who's trying to kill people so he has more bodies to make more money for his business. And it's very, very funny. Um, and that's what I watch every Halloween.
so Katie and I we were talking about passwords for humans versus zombies, and I have to have
Mhm.
I have to set up passwords for every hour. And we needed a few more, so I'm going through and I had talked her into like Lon Chaney and she had put Vincent Price for you
Hmm. Yeah.
and I think maybe she had Bella Lugosi, but I added a few others and she's like, "Well, who is that?" And I'm like, "He's really creepy. He's really creepy." And she went and looked and she's like, "He's not creepy." I said, "Katie, he played all of the iconic monsters. He's
Right.
creepy." And I couldn't tell you right now who it is, but the other one I
Um,
put was Robert England. And she
oh
goes,
yeah.
"Who's Robert England?" And I'm like,
Freddy Krueger,
"Ready?"
obviously.
He's really creepy. And we did put Jamie Lee Curtis in there because,
Yes,
you got to
I
have
saw
her.
that.
So
Famous Final Girl.
there you go. And then we put some people from Scream,
Hmm.
like the main characters from Scream.
Right.
But the others were the actors. And yeah, I think Katie was getting a kick out of me because I was just like, "But he's really creepy."
Look at this face.
Well, and
See,
it was like the one man they called the gentleman, um, like he played Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he
oh,
played Dr. Frankenstein.
yeah,
But he also played the Wolfman and he played the Mummy and I mean, like he played
gotcha.
everything. But
Sure.
he's very I is it Peter Cushing? Does that sound right? See, now I've got you going, right?
You got me looking. 'Cause I've seen like the original Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Okay, well, I want well, it just wants to give me the most recent Wolfman. That is not what I am looking for. Google.
Google, you're not helpful. My phone
Google,
is right
stop it.
here too. So now here you go, guys. We're here doing a Stitch with Us, and you're getting
Lon Chaney.
well, no, Lon Chaney was already
No.
on there. Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
Peter Cushing,
Oh, Peter Cushing. Okay.
not who you would think of, but um he played like all of these, like this is him.
Ah,
So he did all sorts of creepy, creepy things. The
gotcha.
Mummy,
Yeah.
Dracula. Oh yeah, look at that Dracula face.
Oh, yes. Very creepy. Very creepy.
He was the original creepy one, right?
Mhm.
Now people would probably laugh, but it's okay.
It's okay. There are some, like, I don't know, some images from Vincent Price movies where I'm like, ooh, that sticks with you. But
Yeah.
I'm also a great big chicken. So
Oh, see now, okay, that makes me think I enjoyed Don Knotts in The Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
there you go. See, we just
Have
have
you
to
ever
watch our comedy horror movies.
have you ever seen that one,
I
Keisha?
haven't seen that.
That's pretty funny because there's there are several scenes in there where the organ plays itself and it's playing the big old creepy music, right?
Oh yeah.
And he finally creeps in when the music is playing and catches someone at the organ and just scares himself to death.
Oh, see, I'm
So,
trying to think. Oh, speaking of just like old scary movies, we went to a production that the Kansas City Symphony did. it wasn't really the symphony. It was just someone with a live organ, but the symphony put it on. Where there was a live organ playing during the original Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And so
Oh,
they showed
fun.
up on the screen the old silent movie and they were doing the organ music with it. And that was really a cool experience.
Awesome.
Let's see what, but yeah, so I don't like watching scary movies either. I'll read a scary book. I'll read just about any scary book because I can make it as scary as I want to make it.
Well, and you don't have any problem walking away in the middle of it.
Right. What was it on Friends where they had to put it in the freezer? What
Yes.
book was that? Yeah.
Well, Joey Joey put Little Women in the
Oh, yeah.
in the freezer. Um, and I was trying to think what his book was, but um it's really cute because Rachel had found a book of his in the freezer and he said he puts it in there when it gets too scary. And so they traded favorite books, and he was making fun of the fact that hers was Little Women, and what did the Little Women do, and all these things.
Mhm.
And kind of towards the end, I probably shouldn't spoil it, but it's cute to see no matter what. He comes in and he says, Beth is really sick.
Yeah.
And it goes from there. So it's really, really cute. And you should just Google it and watch the scene.
Yeah, it's fun.
Um,
I
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say I am of the Goosebumps generation where I read so many Goosebump books and my parents would buy them for me sometimes from Walmart because they were $3.99. And so every once in a while I'd get one as a treat. But I remember I was an advanced reader and I read one way too early in my life. And I remember putting it underneath the big stack of library books that I'd gotten from the library so that that Slappy the dummy couldn't escape from the book. Because I also had a bad dream about it where he chased me whenever I put him in the book return for the library. So
Oh,
it was all
he didn't want to go back to the library.
yeah.
Um, One of the thriller movies that I really enjoy, that's a little older now, is What Lies Beneath
Mm.
with Harrison Ford, and I want to say it's with Michelle Pfeiffer. And um it's good, and you kind of know what's going to come, but not for sure. And
Oh, fun.
it has some jump scares, but it's just a good thriller.
Nice. I haven't seen that one.
And another older one that we really like is, well, it's not older, is The Lady in White with Catherine
Mm.
Hellmond.
Okay. I haven't seen that either.
Now that's a period piece from like the 50s or
Mhm.
60s. And there are just some hysterical moments in it, as well as like the thriller stuff. But a little kid gets locked in the school, which,
Oh,
that's so funny to me now because you can't get locked in the building. But
right.
at that point, yes, you could get locked, and he gets locked in the coat closet.
Oh, well, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah. So it has a good mystery with it, and like creepy things that happen, and so
Okay. Only
so
have to be on the lookout for
there you go.
that.
The Frighteners, The Lady in White, What Lies Beneath.
Oh, well, right now, our scary content is Hotel Transylvania. So
Yes, you would have to watch all of these movies when your children are not up.
yes. Yeah, because I don't think James is ready for House on Haunted Hill, the original one. So we'll get there. We may have to watch a little bit more Scooby-Doo. We were kind of watching that for a little bit. That's a little bit spooky. So James likes to be scared a little bit, he's decided. So we'll see if that continues as he gets older. And if you haven't seen Hotel Transylvania, the scariest part is every once in a while when like it's about monsters who run a hotel. Whenever the main vampire gets mad, he like has a scary face. That's
Um,
the scariest part of that movie.
I was trying to think, I've been reading a book series. No, it's not a book series, but I've been reading an author, and her books are definitely creepy. I can find her really quickly. I say that, but
Oh,
if I could think of any of the names, that would help, right?
right, right. I have
I can't
read
put together
like
anything.
some of the major Stephen King books. Like I've read It and I've read The Shining. I've read Carrie and Salem's Lot. So I read some of his stuff.
Oh, here it is. Here's my author for you. Simone St. James.
Oh, okay.
And I've read several of them. So she has The Sundown Motel, The Broken Girls, The Book of Cold Cases. That was my first one. That was good and I enjoyed it, but she
Uh-huh.
writes with a touch of paranormal in her books.
Okay.
So you get you get a definite creep factor in things. And I believe I just have one more. It looks like Ghost 19 is the last book from her
Okay.
for me, but
Well, there we go.
kind of creepy.
I'll have to put that down too. See, you guys thought you were just coming to watch a Stitch, and now you have scary but not too scary recommendations from us.
I have gotten in the habit, because I work at a school. I did work at a middle school, and they used to have a challenge with the other middle schools in our district. So I would try and read along on all of those books. And I read a lot of like middle grade books, which
Mhm.
they kind of stretch those, but you get into some good series, and um, you get to learn about some different writers. So I've read a lot of fun stuff. And then Katie worked for a book box and they did young adult books. And um, there are a lot of really good young adult writers.
Mhm.
So whatever Katie recommended, that's what I read.
Sure. It's a good way to go. I don't read as much as I used to. I used to read a ton, um, but not so much anymore. Uh, and now I've been listening to more audiobooks because I can do that and Stitch at the same time. So that's
Yes.
nice.
I'm, I'm almost exclusively audiobook. Um, I do a lot. I listen a lot when I'm driving somewhere by myself, or which is mostly to school and back, or right before bed. I'll listen it just helps me reset my brain.
Yeah, for
Otherwise, I'm
sure.
a list maker.
Ah, yeah, I should probably listen before bed, but I scroll aimlessly on my phone before I go to sleep.
See,
Or
oh yeah, I would do that and be up too late.
yeah, or I just fall asleep on the couch and wake up at some time and then I'm like, well, I should probably get to bed and
And you
get the
look up
baby.
and say, "Oh yeah, Laura messaged me 20 minutes ago and she went to bed."
I'll probably just message her back and she'll see that and be like, why was Keisha up at 3 in the morning? Well, are you getting to a good finishing spot?
I actually am pretty much right at the end of my piece of floss. So I have a very exciting thing to show. If you're at a good spot, you show yours.
Okay. So I didn't get a whole lot done, but I did finish the moon up in the corner, and I have the start of the owl.
Look how cute he is.
So that's my
That's
stuff.
so fun. I can tie off my floss here in a minute because
Yeah.
mine is really exciting, guys. Are you ready? I have a line.
Fine.
So this is how wide it's going to be on 32 count.
Oh wow. So mine's gonna be tiny on
Yeah.
36.
I mean, it's they should be roughly the same size, but yeah, that's it. That's as far as that bottom row goes. And it looks like the moon is outside of that
Hmm.
by a couple of stitches.
Yeah.
One, two, three, by four stitches. And then at the top, the bird
Hmm.
will be outside that by the same four stitches. So it's an
Okay.
extra 8 stitches wide past this.
Wow.
So
Yeah, this one will go more quickly than I think we think it will.
I think it'll be fun. I will be happy to have this line in, and I'll probably go ahead and do because it's the outline around that bottom row of
Hmm.
numbers. And I'll probably get it in and then go in and put my numbers in and work from there. Test
Yeah.
out my 3 oranges. That'll be fun.
Yeah, super fun. I don't know. I might finish up this little owl, but we'll see how my day goes.
I still need to get in my stitches on my life after death, and because I took the time and finished off that project last night, I did not stitch on my last sampler of the month. So I would like to
Oh.
spend time today and tomorrow and work on it. And I'm pretty excited about it because it's a blackbird design.
Oh, fun. I want to apologize to everyone for all of my sick sniffly sounds. Hopefully it wasn't too distracting. But let us know what you are working on. Let us know what sort of fall stuff you do. And if you have any not very scary recommendations for us, let us know.
Obviously, we're not the creepy girls, so.
No, no, we are don't scare your middle grader sort of girls. But other than that, do you think we've rambled enough for today, Laura?
Oh my goodness, yes. And there will be more and more shenanigans as October progresses.
Yes, for sure. So all that's left to say today is bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.